Shams al-Marif is a renowned book in the world of mysticism and occult practices, particularly in the Arab and Islamic world. It is often considered both a source of spiritual knowledge and a book of dark powers, with many believing it to be dangerous due to its association with magic, the occult, and the invocation of supernatural forces like jinn. The book is thought to contain knowledge about talismans, magical squares, the use of Arabic letters for mystical purposes, and even how to summon jinn. It is attributed to the 13th century figure Ahmad al-Buni, who is often regarded as a scholar of mysticism, though his works have been shrouded in both reverence and fear. Al-Buni's life, however, is not well documented, and much of what is known about him comes from his writings, which combine elements of mysticism, spiritual practices, and occult sciences. Born in Buna, modern Algeria, he spent much of his life in North Africa, particularly in Egypt. Though he was primarily known as a Sufi scholar rather than a sorcerer, his teachings bridged the realms of mysticism and esoteric practices. Al-Buni is often connected with famous Sufi figures like Ibn Arabi, and many of his teachings reflect similar metaphysical ideas. Al-Buni's works, collectively referred to as the Corpus Bunyanum, delve into the spiritual aspects of Sufism, including inner purification, the power of divine names, and the concept of science of letters, which links each Arabic letter to spiritual and cosmic forces. However, Shams al-Marif diverges by combining these mystical concepts with occult knowledge and practical instructions for harnessing the hidden powers of the universe. Shams al-Marif, often translated as the Son of Knowledge, is perhaps the most famous and controversial of al-Buni's works. This book, sometimes considered a manual for magic, was published in various versions over time. The version most widely known today, Shams al-Marif al-Kubra, is a composite work compiled by unknown authors in the 17th century. It blends al-Buni's original ideas with later additions and commentaries, particularly from figures like Abdul Rahman al-Bustami. While al-Buni's original writings on occult science focused on spiritual practices, the later version of Shams al-Marif included more practical occult instructions, making it notorious in modern times for its connection to dark magic and the occult. The modern Shams al-Marif contains various chapters that address the mystical and magical use of Arabic letters, numbers, and divine names. It discusses how to create talismans, perform rituals, and invoke celestial forces for both spiritual and mundane purposes, such as healing, love, protection, and even revenge. The book uses a complex system of correspondences, linking celestial bodies, zodiac signs, and divine attributes to the magical powers of specific letters. It explains how each Arabic letter carries a unique spiritual and numerical value, which can be used to manipulate the material and spiritual world. Despite its association with magic, many of the practices described in the book are rooted in Sufi thought. For instance, the use of divine names is a central practice in Sufism, and al-Buni's book outlines how these names can be used for healing or to achieve spiritual goals. However, Shams al-Marif also provides instructions for using these mystical practices to influence physical events or even harm others, which contributes to its dark reputation. In conclusion, while Shams al-Marif can be seen as a profound work of mystical knowledge that ties together Sufism, numerology, and occultism, its modern-day reputation as a book of dangerous magic is a result of later additions and the practical occult instructions it contains. The work reflects the complex and often controversial nature of mystical and esoteric traditions within the Islamic world, where practices associated with magic and the occult are often intertwined with spiritual and religious philosophy.